Welcome back to CODEIN. So I hope you all guys are safe and trying to stay happy and safe at home in this time which is full of negativity. So to help you all score better, to make you learn things better, I'm posting the video based upon different series. Maybe it regarding your exam, maybe it's regarding some other things that you need to learn while you're studying. So remove every kind of negativity from your mind and just focus upon the things, your goals and things, so that you can learn it better knowledge you can gain, and also you can learn a thing. So keep track of that things, and I'm posting the content constantly on my YouTube channel where I've already posted the videos on Python, HTML, Java, C++, all each and everything explained from basic till the end. And also I am posting some useful content that is easier for you to build in this time, and how you can invest your time on my Instagram page also. The link is in the description, my Instagram page. Do follow that also, so that you can easily focus on your things and also implement this thing. And if you want me to add any of the things on my YouTube channel, or you recommend me anything, do let me know in the comment section. I'll post that also. And please keep sharing, and also please click on that subscribe button if you're new to my channel. And keep smiling and keep shining. So let's get started with the video, where I'm going to explain you these some properties which are already shown in my thumbnail. So do like it, share it, and also subscribe to my channel. Starting with this kind of properties, as you can see, the floating overflow property. What is basically when we are talking about this property, how the basic phenomena of this property work? Basically, when I'm talking about floating property is used to push an element to the left or the right side based on a particular box. We all know that all the properties in CSS works upon based off a box. So in this case, we are using a floating property, number one, in which what we are going to use, we are going to float the images or whatever the text rate is, maybe to the left hand side or maybe to the right hand side. By default, whenever we are using the floating property, the by default it will be in the left hand side. Means basically it will show us the property that is just to the left hand side, because whenever we do not declare anything, it's just to the left hand side. So let us understand the floating property with the help of an example. It is the HTML document that we need to create whenever we want to create any of the property or use that property. So here I am creating a HTML document in which we do the same steps again and again. I tell you that how we need to include an CSS file into our HTML document, and how we need to link that HTML document. All we are doing in that head tag. So basically I tell you these things so that it is able to remind you that how we actually need to work in it, and how we need to actually add the CSS file and work upon that file. In the body tag, you can see over here I have added a paragraph. In the paragraph I have given an image. So as you all know how we insert an image in a HTML file with the help of the image tag. So whenever I'm using that image, I need to name that image also. So I've named that image over there, and then I have given that name of the particular image and the source of that image. If you do not know how to add an image in my HTML document, so you can watch the previous video of HTML playlist in which I have told you how to add an image in an HTML document. The link is at the top right corner. So here we are going to just write a paragraph. In your paragraph, you can write whatever things you want to write. That is based upon your understanding, what you want to depict in the picture, what you want to show in the picture. I'm just writing the paragraph to tell you that what kind of property we are going to learn over here. So as I told you about the float property, so whenever we're talking about the float property, how the position of that float property work, what is basically a float property, we are going to discuss that thing in this particular case. So based upon that, we are going to create this HTML document in which we have included an image and given the source location of that image, in which we have also given the paragraph and given that accordingly. So now you can also choose the width as well as height of the image based upon all your needs and whatever else thing you want to give into this HTML document. So we have just created this basic HTML document through which we are going to use the different float based documents in that particular case. So now after that, we are going to use a CSS file. So when I am talking about the CSS file, what we are going to use in the CSS file, I'm just going to add that image tag. So basically what I have done over here, I have just added an image. So whenever I'm writing the image tag over here, the image will work upon the property that I have assigned to the image tag. So I have given that the image tag should have a property of float right. So means that the image should float rightward towards the text. So whenever I am going to execute this code, so you can see that the output that is shown to me, the paragraph is written on the left hand side and the image is shown to me the right hand side. So this is basically I have shown you the logo of my Instagram page. So if you are not just followed my Instagram page, do follow my Instagram page also, and do subscribe my channel if you're not just subscribed and you are loving the content that I post. So this is the basically the format of the image that it is floated towards the right hand side. You can, based upon your needs, change the floating side of the image. If either you want it towards the left hand side, either you want it towards the right hand side, or wherever side you want to add it. So whenever we are using an image, I could suggest you that you should always take the width as well as the height of that image, because when we take width and height of the image, it is easier for to us to depict that image, and based upon our web page it is easier to show. It is just an example I am showing you here. So I've just taken that image. I'm not just focusing upon a single style of width or single margin of that width. So here you can see I've now given the width as well as the margin, so where I actually want that image to be present. I want the image to float at the left, and the width and the margin have given accordingly. Similarly, I've given the width and margin for the float for the paragraph. So whenever I'm going to execute it, you can see that the image is shown to me at the left hand side, and so as the paragraph is also shown me to the left hand side. What if I want to make some changes, that I want to see the paragraph also at the right and also the image into the right? So what it will do, it will just add me. Now why it is this happening that the image is shown similar with the paragraph? Because we have included the image within the paragraph tag. But if we are not using that image within the paragraph tag, so whenever we will move that particular thing into a out of that paragraph tag, so what it will happen, the image will show me different effect and the paragraph will show me different effect. So as you can see, I've removed the image from the paragraph tag and just made the paragraph and then the image. So you can see the data that is written is after the image. So the float of the image and float of the text is shown. Property that we are going to use over here is the overflow property. So for the overflow property, as you can see, I have created over here a HTML file. In the HTML file, I'm just added a link style sheet, whatever the name of the CSS file was as accordingly. But I want to change the body style, so I have added over here a div tag. In a div tag, what I am going to use, I'm just going to use that overflow property within that div tag. So as we are going to use the overflow property within the div tag, so what it will happen, whenever I'm going to use that overflow property, the text that will be displayed to me will include a overflow based upon it. So when we are talking about that overflow which is based upon it, so in that overflow, what it will happen, that all the text that will be shown to me will based upon the height and width of the text whichever I have declared into that particular div tag. So what are the properties and the things that we need to define of the div tag? We will do that in the CSS tag. So here I have written all the text that what is the overflow tag. So before using the overflow tag, we must know that the overflow tag works on the same box model. In the box model, it will perform the overflow based upon the height and width of the text. Means the number of height and the width of the text of the div tag we have given, according to that the overflow will work. So here I have given the div tag. So in that I am going to use, in the CSS document, what I am going to use, I am going to use a div tag, in which the div tag I am going to give that property that all the content should be of width, what with the background color of that, and where should it float. So I am first of all giving the background color. So the background color I have given as light blue. Whatever color you want to give, red, blue, green, whatever you wish, you can give that color accordingly. Then I want to that the thing should be floated towards the left hand side, means the div tag should float towards the left hand side. So when I'm going to execute it, so what we can see in the output is that the div tag is shown to me in the format of a blue layering over it. So that is basically the overflow, that the text is being shown in a blue format. That is basically the overflow of that particular text. So after that, if I want to give the width or pixel of that particular thing, width or height of that thing, so I will give the width in particular pixels, and similarly to that I will also give the height in some particular pixel. So when I'm going to give that height and width in the particular pixel, so it will show me that output accordingly, that how the div tag is shown to me in the form of a paragraph, or how it is shown to me in the form of a another format. Now as you can see in the output, the div tag showed me some of the text content only to the type of the height I have defined, because the height was small, so it is not showing me all over. So if I change the height and width of that accordingly, so that it will show me the overflow at the whole place, then it will use me to let me know that whatever height I want to define for that div tag and what I want to use it. Now we can use a overflow in it in the help of a scroll tag. Means if you want to make it in a scrolling box, what you will do, you will use the overflow and scroll, so it will be formed in a scroll form. The vertical and the horizontal bar will be shown to us in this format of a scroll, so through which we can drag it upward and downward as based upon the number of div tags that you have given. The text will be shown to you again and again accordingly. I want to make it hidden, so what I will write, just I will write hidden, so whenever I will execute it, so no changes will be shown and only the scroll will not be shown, just the text will be shown to me. Then we have also a property of the overflow, that is if we want to make it auto means as actual it was present in that particular format, so that is basically auto. So basically when we are using scroll will show is in a horizontal or in the vertical bar formats, in which we can use that particular property, which allows us to overlap the text or whatever the tags, that elements that we have given in our HTML document, that it can be overlapped with the another thing. So basically this property is known as z-index. We can either write z-index also in that property, or we can write whatever things we want to add in based upon the margin setting or based upon the background color. So here you can see I have given a div class over here as blue, in which I have written some text. I am copying that same div class and making that div class into another class. So here I have written that div class is to be red. So what we are going to make changes in the class that is blue, and we also going to make changes in the red one. So here I have written first of all dot blue. So whenever we are going to use a class in CSS, what we will use, dot blue background color. In that background color, what we will use, we'll define that background color whatever we want to use. So after that, what we are going to use, we are going to use a margin, in which margin we are going to define that what could be the margin from the bottom, how we want to overlap it. Then we are going to define the width of that particular thing, means based upon our needs and things, whatever we want to show into that particular thing, that we are going to explain that. Now first of all I have given the background, then I have given the background bottom, then I have defined the width. Now I'm going to define the height. In the height I have given the 120 pixel. After that I want to give the color of that. So if color I have given that, particularly code, whichever code you will give, the color will be shown to you accordingly. So I'm copy pasting the same thing so that I can use it into the red class also. So whenever I will use that, I will make some changes in the red so that it don't look similar to that, but just the properties will be changed accordingly. So when I'm using that into the red particular class, so we have changed the background color, I have changed the margin from top and given at the left, and I've given some width, and I have also given some height. Then I have given some color, and also I have given the position relative. So if you do not know what is the mean by position, relative, absolute or whatever, so you can watch my previous videos in which I have defined about the position properties, each and every position, how we actually give a position and how we need to actually write it in that position. All the properties, these one by one, margin, width, height, color, background, all I've explained in detail in the previous videos. So do check that videos out so that it is easy for you to understand how it exactly works and how we can actually give a position. So when I'm going to execute this code, so what you can see over here is a blue box is displayed to me and a red box, which is overlapping that particular blue box. So we can use it with the help of z-index also, in which will give the z-index number and also the another symbol. So as this output will be displayed to you. So guys, I hope you love the content that I post and you are understanding each and everything whichever I'm going to tell you. So if you like the content that I post, please do like it, share it, and also subscribe to my channel. And these are some of the things that I've added on recently on my Instagram page. Please do check that out also and follow that, and also subscribe to my channel, and do let me know in the comment section what all else you need. So thank you so much for watching.